Hey guys, I wanted to do this tag video because I've seen a couple people do it and it's like total nostalgia, super fun tag, so I wanted to record it while I have some time today. I apologize if the lighting is wonky. I look super shiny. I didn't get like all made up or anything to do this video because it's just a tag video, so I figured it wouldn't matter. So this is the Take It Back Old School tag. If my camera looks crooked, this tripod has seen better days. Okay. Again, the lighting sucks, but I'm not showing makeup or anything, so it shouldn't be too bad. So the first question is, name an old school song, whether it be hip-hop, R&B, soul, funk, or rock, that you listened to when you were younger. What didn't I listen to when I was younger? I've always been like very into all different types of music. God, there's not like, I remember like I started super getting into music in 5th grade and I started listening to Green Day, and they're still my favorite band, so I'm trying to think of like, whenever we would have sleepovers, my friends and I would just like listen to the radio all the time, so like I'm trying to think of the songs that were on the radio at that time. Like I remember The Offspring was really big. What else? Why can't I think of the band's names? I'm drawing a blank. This is horrible. I remember The Offspring was really big. When I started getting into junior high, it was all about Marilyn Manson. It was like, let's piss off our parents because none of them want us listening to Marilyn Manson. What else? I know in junior high it was all like Guns N' Roses and Metallica and Nirvana, and that was like all the stuff that me and my friends listened to. I can't like specifically think of one song for some reason, just like everything that was on the radio at that time. I remember a lot of The Offspring, a lot of TLC. They were one of my favorite groups back then. But like no specific song is jumping out of me. Alanis Morissette, that was like one of the things that we would always sing at sleepovers. Friggin' Alanis Morissette. Like when she first started, the You Oughta Know song, that was on the radio constantly, like every time you turned the radio on. The second question is, have you ever attended or throwing a block or house party? I guess that it's asking if you've ever gone to a block or house party. I wouldn't even have known what a block party was back in the day. Like I know what it is now, but where I lived, no, nobody ever did that. House party, like other than people throwing like a birthday party or something, no. I was not a party animal. I was, and still am, very shy, very antisocial. So no. Number 3, have you ever owned a cassette player, Walkman, or record player? I did have like a cassette player boombox type thing and a Walkman, and then like the CD Walkman when CDs came out, and my mom always had a record player. I never had a record player of my own. What was your favorite corner store snack or candy as a child? I was always about candy bars. Like, I love Milky Ways. I'm pretty sure I loved Milky Ways as a child, but I specifically remember... What?
Myself.
Yourself?
Yes.
Sorry, I specifically remember this little corner store that my grandpa used to take me to before he would take me fishing, so that I could get hiccups now, so I could get snacks and stuff. And they always had like really cheap penny candy, and I would always get like these lollipops. I don't know what they were called. I know there's a specific name for them. It was like a giant sweet tart on a stick. And I wasn't even crazy into those. I just always had to get one. But that's like the candy that sticks out to me from my childhood. What was your high school mascot? We were the Somerset Raiders, so it was a knight on horseback, and I don't ever recall them actually having like someone dressed up as a knight on a horse or anything. So like, which is weird because our town was super into sports and stuff. Like all the money that got donated to the school always went to the friggin' sports programs, and then the people that like did art like me, we got the shit end of the stick because none of the money ever went towards the arts programs. Number 6 is name a show or shows you could not go without watching as a child. I don't know how far back we're supposed to go. When I was a kid, I of course liked all the Nickelodeon shows. I liked Doug and Rugrats and Are You Afraid of the Dark? All those shows that were on SNCC, Ren and Stimpy. But like even before that, I used to love Married with Children, which was probably a show I shouldn't have been watching as a young child, but we always watched that. Roseanne, that was one of my favorite shows. I'm not even going to get into all this crap that's happened with her lately, but back in the day, Roseanne was like my favorite. All the sitcoms, like Boy Meets World and Home Improvement and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, those were like, on Friday nights they used to have the TGIF lineup, and like those were some of my favorite shows ever. I know Full House was on it for a while. Full House is another one of my favorite shows. Step by Step, Family Matters, all those shows that used to be on, I loved those so much. Have you ever used a payphone? Yes, because the mall used to have payphones, and whenever I would like go to the mall on a Friday night with my friends, I would have to call my ride to come get me, and that like we didn't have cell phones. I didn't have a cell phone till I got a job and could pay for it myself, so I was like 17 when I finally got my own cell phone, and it was one of those big clunky ones, like didn't even flip. It was a Nokia, I remember that. It was just like a solid chunk of a phone. What games or activities did you play with your neighborhood friends or cousins as a child? We used to do mostly like imaginative stuff because we didn't have all the crap that kids have nowadays to play with. We used to do a lot of like, let's build a fort and pretend we're doing this, and I know like my best friend when we were little, favorite thing we would like to do was like, we would have our little backpacks and pack it with snacks and stuff, and then we'd go on like a hike around her neighborhood, which was, she had lived in a tiny neighborhood. It wasn't like where I lived with a ton of traffic. This was like a little like cul-de-sac area, and we would like go on adventures. So that was like one of the main things we always did. I can't think of like specific games. We played a lot of board games when we were kids. Mall Madness, that was like the #1 game to play at sleepovers. I still have mine actually. I don't know if it still works, but I still have my Mall Madness, and it has all the pieces, so I am quite proud of that. Who is your childhood best friend? Her name was Jill, and I actually still talk to her on Facebook, so like we kind of fell out of touch after high school, but then we like reconnected and started talking again. Show a throwback picture of yourself. I'm gonna have to look for one. Oh no, you know what? Maybe not. Depends how far back you want to go. Maybe I can find some more. I don't think I have any on my computer, but this was me and my brother. Hold on, it's dusty. I have this on my desk. This was 1990, so I was 6 years old. I was 6 years old, and my brother was like 1.5 here. I don't know what month this was taken, but that was us. Me in my ABC dress, and him in his little, what was on, I can't even see, oh, an airport or something was on his little overalls, but that was us. He was a super chubby baby. I was too, actually, but then I got like ridiculously skinny because I was sick all the time as a kid. I now I'm kind of dealing with that with my son because he's been sick a lot lately. But I was sick a lot, and then I ended up having my tonsils out because that was my main problem, and then I like got healthier and gained weight and everything. But I was like skeletal because I was always sick. I never had an appetite. Yeah, that was the Take It Back Old School tag. I don't know who to tag because so many people that I'm subscribed to have already done this, so if you want to do this, feel free and let me know so I can go check out your video. But that's it. So if I remember, I'll put the questions below. I'll just copy them and paste them, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.